Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Always fun to be back.
Today we're going to be looking at something that sounds kind of contradictory, right?
Yeah.
Using a Raspberry Pi.
Mm-hmm.
So like a computer that's what, the size of a credit card,
Pretty much, yeah.
to run AI.
Right.
And especially like large language models.
Uh-huh.
The things that are powering chatbots that can practically write a novel for you.
Yeah.
So we've got some guides and real-world projects to unpack today.
Great.
We're really going to see how these two very different worlds
Yeah.
collide.
It is interesting, because the Raspberry Pi
Yeah.
was initially designed to make computer science accessible.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't designed as this platform for cutting-edge AI.
Right.
But its evolution has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
We've gone from, the early models all the way to the latest one, the Raspberry Pi 4.
Okay.
Which packs enough punch to handle some serious AI tasks.
Even with its limitations. Yeah.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty here.
Okay.
When we're talking about running AI on a Raspberry Pi,
Yeah.
what are we actually talking about? How do we even define AI in this context?
So think of AI as giving machines some human-like smarts,
Okay.
but in a very specific way.
Gotcha.
So instead of that,
Right.
sci-fi AI
Yeah.
that can do anything a human can,
Uh-huh.
we're focusing on what we call narrow AI,
Okay.
which is AI that excels at one particular task.
So it's like training a dog to fetch.
Exactly.
They're not going to write you a symphony.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's not about building a robot butler with a Raspberry Pi.
Right.
It's more about using AI to solve very specific problems.
Yeah.
But how does that actually work on a device that small?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting because the Raspberry Pi, especially that latest version, has enough processing power and memory to run certain types of AI models locally. And then if we need even more power, we can actually tap into cloud-based AI services.
Oh, so you're saying we could have this tiny computer doing the AI heavy lifting.
Exactly.
Or we could connect it to the cloud.
Yeah.
For even more muscle.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool combination.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, but let's get a little bit more specific here.
Okay.
What kind of AI tasks are we actually talking about?
So there's a range of really incredible real-world projects that use the Raspberry Pi. Things like, analyzing sensor data,
Okay.
controlling smart home devices, and even translating languages in real time.
Wow.
And the remarkable thing is these projects use a range of AI techniques,
Okay.
from classic machine learning algorithms
Yeah.
all the way to those cutting-edge large language models.
The LLMs.
The LLMs, yeah.
Now, those are the ones that I think really spark people's curiosity.
Right.
Those are the ones that can generate text that sounds like it was written by a human.
Exactly. They're trained on massive amounts of data,
Okay.
which allows them to understand and generate human language in a way that was just unimaginable a few years ago.
Right.
Models like GPT-3 and BERT are like the rock stars of this field,
Okay.
capable of tasks like writing different kinds of creative content,
Yeah.
translating languages,
Uh-huh.
and even writing different kinds of creative text formats.
So we've got these powerful LLMs on one hand.
Yeah.
And a tiny little Raspberry Pi on the other. That seems like an unlikely pairing.
Right.
How do we even get these massive models to run on a device that's designed for more basic computing tasks?
It's definitely a challenge, but not an insurmountable one.
Okay.
Developers are finding clever ways to optimize LLMs for the Raspberry Pi, using techniques like model compression and knowledge distillation.
So we're basically shrinking these massive models down to a size that the Raspberry Pi can handle without sacrificing too much of their intelligence.
It's like distilling a complex recipe down to its essential ingredients. So you can still create a delicious dish, but with fewer steps and resources. And the results are impressive.
Okay.
People are using these optimized LLMs on Raspberry Pis to build some truly remarkable projects.
Like what?
Well, imagine a smart home system
Okay.
that doesn't just respond to simple commands, but can actually understand the context of your request.
Okay.
Thanks to a lightweight LLM running locally on a Raspberry Pi.
Wow.
Or Picture a portable language translation device powered by an LLM that can work offline.
Wow.
Helping people communicate in real time, even in areas without internet access.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, especially when you consider the limited resources that we're working with. But let's get practical for a second. If someone wanted to start exploring this world, where would they even begin?
Well, the beauty of this field
Yeah.
is its accessibility.
Okay.
There are tons of resources available online, including step-by-step guides,
Yeah.
code examples, and even pre-trained models.
Okay.
Setting up a Raspberry Pi is surprisingly straightforward.
Okay.
And there are plenty of tutorials to walk you through the process.
So even someone who's not a coding whiz can get started with this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the learning curve isn't as steep as you might think.
Gotcha.
You can start with simple projects, like building a basic image classifier.
Okay.
Or training a small language model to generate text. The key is to jump in and start experimenting.
It's amazing to think that we can do all that with a device that fits in our pocket.
I know, it's incredible.
It's amazing to think that we can do all of that with a device that fits in our pocket.
It is really remarkable.
You mentioned pre-trained models.
Yeah.
Does that mean that, like, I don't have to train a model from scratch?
You got it.
Because honestly, training a large language model sounds like it would take a supercomputer.
Yeah.
And like a year's worth of electricity bills.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Training a large language model from scratch is incredibly resource intensive.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of the AI community.
Okay.
You can leverage the work of others.
So I can basically just download a pre-trained model.
Exactly.
Say one for language translation.
Yeah.
And then adapt it.
Exactly.
For my specific needs.
And that's one of the things that makes the Raspberry Pi such a great platform for exploring AI. It lowers that barrier to entry.
So you don't need to be like an AI expert or have access to massive computing resources
There you go.
to start building interesting and useful applications.
That's what's so cool about it.
That is really empowering.
It is.
Okay, so let's dive into some more of those like real world examples.
Okay.
You mentioned smart home applications earlier.
Yeah.
What are some other creative ways people are using LLMs on Raspberry Pis?
So one area that's particularly exciting is using LLMs for accessibility purposes.
Okay.
For example, there's a project where a Raspberry Pi with an LLM is used to create a real-time captioning system.
Wow.
For people who are deaf or hard of hearing.
So the Raspberry Pi is listening to the audio.
Yep.
And then the LLM is generating the text captions that can be displayed on a screen.
And because the LLM is running locally on the Raspberry Pi, the system can work offline.
So it makes it even more accessible.
Exactly.
I'm kind of seeing a pattern here. It seems like offline functionality is a key advantage.
It is,
of using the Raspberry Pi for AI. Are there other examples of where that comes in handy?
Definitely.
Okay.
You know, think about applications in remote areas. Or places with limited internet access.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For instance, there's a project where a Raspberry Pi and an LLM are being used to create a portable medical diagnosis tool.
Wow.
For use in developing countries.
So like a doctor could use this tool to help diagnose patients even if they're miles away from a hospital.
Exactly.
Or a reliable internet connection.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the LLM is trained on like a vast data set of medical knowledge and symptoms, allowing it to provide like diagnostic assistance, even in challenging environments.
Even in really challenging environments.
So it sounds like AI on a Raspberry Pi is not just a cool tech demo.
Right.
It's a tool that can have like a real impact.
A real tangible impact.
On people's lives.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about like the what and the why of AI on a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Let's get into like the how.
Okay.
Earlier you mentioned model compression.
Right.
And knowledge distillation.
Yeah.
As ways to optimize these LLMs for the Pi. Can you unpack those a bit more?
Sure. So model compression is all about making those large language models smaller and more efficient without losing too much accuracy.
Gotcha.
Think of it like compressing a large image file. You're reducing its size.
Right.
While still retaining most of the important details.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How do we actually compress an AI model?
There are several techniques.
Okay.
But one common approach is called pruning.
Oh.
It's kind of like trimming a tree.
Mm-hmm.
You're removing the branches and connections that aren't essential for the model's performance.
So we're identifying the parts of the model that aren't really contributing much and getting rid of them to make it leaner.
And that can significantly reduce the model's size.
Okay.
And the amount of processing power it needs.
So it makes it more suitable for the Raspberry Pi.
Exactly.
Clever.
Yeah.
What about knowledge distillation?
Okay, so knowledge distillation is a bit more complex.
Okay.
But equally fascinating.
Okay.
Imagine you have a really smart teacher who's an expert in a particular subject.
Right.
They've got years of experience.
Yeah.
A deep understanding of the topic.
Okay.
Now imagine you want to teach a student everything the teacher knows. But the student doesn't have the capacity to absorb all that information at once.
So you need to find a way to distill the teacher's knowledge into a form that the student can understand and learn from.
Exactly.
So in the context of LLMs, the teacher is a large, powerful model, and the student is a smaller, more efficient model that we want to run on the Raspberry Pi. So we're basically training the smaller model to mimic the behavior of the larger model, but in a more compact and efficient way.
Exactly. It's like creating a mini-me version of that larger model.
Gotcha.
That retains much of its knowledge and capabilities, but is much easier to run on a resource-constrained device.
It's like passing on the secret family recipe.
I like that.
But for AI, we like that analogy a lot.
And these techniques are constantly evolving.
They are, yeah. So we're seeing even more sophisticated ways to optimize these LLMs for devices like the Raspberry Pi.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about making these models smaller. It's also about making them run faster and more smoothly on the Pi's hardware, right?
You got it. There are several techniques we can use to boost performance. Things like parallel processing, multi-threading, and even leveraging the Pi's GPU.
Okay, those are some pretty technical terms.
They are, yeah.
Can you break those down for us?
Sure.
Non-computer scientists?
So think of parallel processing.
Okay.
Like having a team of workers tackling a big project.
Okay.
Instead of one person doing everything sequentially, you divide the work into smaller tasks that can be done simultaneously.
So we're splitting the LLM's workload into smaller chunks and letting the Raspberry Pi's multiple cores handle them concurrently.
You got it.
And multi-threading is like giving each of those workers multiple arms so they can work on even more tasks at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're maximizing the Pi's processing power by using both parallel processing and multi-threading.
Right.
What about the GPU?
So the GPU...
Yeah, I thought that was for graphics.
It is, yeah.
Like playing games.
Yeah, traditionally it was primarily for graphics.
Right.
But GPUs are also incredibly good at the kind of parallel computations that are really common in AI.
So we can offload some of the LLM's workload to the GPU.
Exactly.
Freeing up the CPU to handle other tasks.
It's like having a specialized team of workers. Each with their own set of skills. Working together to get the job done efficiently.
That's a great analogy.
I like that one.
So these hardware optimizations combined with the model compression and distillation techniques we discussed earlier can really make a difference.
They can.
In how smoothly these LLMs run on a Raspberry Pi.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how much we can accomplish with such a tiny computer.
It is really remarkable.
But I have to ask, are there any drawbacks to running LLMs on a Raspberry Pi?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, surely there are some trade-offs.
Right.
Compared to using like a more powerful machine.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
There are trade-offs.
Okay.
While we can optimize these models for the Raspberry Pi, they still have limitations. The Pi's memory and processing power are finite.
Right.
So we might not be able to run the absolute largest and most complex LLMs locally.
So there's a limit to how much intelligence we can squeeze onto a Raspberry Pi.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we can't do some pretty amazing things.
Right.
And remember, we can always leverage those cloud-based AI services if we need more power.
So it's kind of a balancing act.
It is.
Choosing the right approach.
Right.
Based on the specific needs of the project and the resources that are available.
Exactly. And that's part of the fun of working with AI on a Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
It encourages you to be creative and resourceful in finding solutions.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to fit all the pieces together to make it work.
Right.
But it's also incredibly rewarding.
It is, yeah.
When you see it all come together.
Absolutely.
And the beauty of it is that as these technologies continue to evolve, the possibilities are only going to expand.
Right.
We're going to see even more powerful LLMs and even more capable Raspberry Pis.
Absolutely.
Which means we'll be able to achieve even more amazing things.
We will.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From the basics of AI and LLMs to the techniques we can use to optimize them for the Raspberry Pi.
Right.
But I'm curious, from your perspective, what's the most exciting thing about this field right now?
What excites me the most is the democratization of AI.
Okay.
The fact that we can now run these powerful models on affordable and accessible devices like the Raspberry Pi means that anyone can experiment with AI and build incredible things.
So it's no longer just the domain of like big tech companies.
Exactly.
Research labs.
Students, hobbyists, small businesses. Everyone can now leverage the power of AI to solve problems. Create new things. And explore the possibilities.
And that brings us to the heart.
It does.
Of what we do here on the Deep Dive.
Absolutely.
Exploring the potential of technology and empowering our listeners to dive in and discover for themselves.
I love that.
So for anyone listening who's inspired to start their own AI journey on a Raspberry Pi, I encourage you to just jump in.
Exactly.
And start experimenting.
There are so many resources available.
Oh, right.
And the community is incredibly supportive.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
But before we wrap up, let's touch on one more aspect of this field.
Okay.
The ethical considerations.
Right.
Because with great power comes great responsibility, right?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
As AI becomes more powerful and accessible, it's crucial that we consider the ethical implications.
Like, how do we ensure that these AI systems are used responsibly and don't create any unintended consequences?
Exactly.
We need to think about things like bias in training data.
Okay.
The potential for job displacement, and the importance of transparency and accountability in AI systems.
So it's not just about, like, the technical aspects.
Right.
It's also about the human side of AI.
Exactly.
And ensuring that we're using this technology for good.
And this is a conversation that needs to involve everyone.
Okay.
Developers, policymakers, and the public.
Right.
It's our collective responsibility to shape the future of AI.
Yeah.
In a way that benefits all of humanity.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
But it's also incredibly exciting.
It is, yeah.
We're living in a time where technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace.
It's amazing.
And AI is at the forefront of that change.
It really is.
And Raspberry Pi is playing a key role in making AI accessible to everyone.
Absolutely.
It's a powerful tool for learning. Experimenting and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Well said.
We've covered a lot of ground
in
this deep dive.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've only scratched the surface of what's possible with AI on a Raspberry Pi.
I agree. And the best part is that the journey of discovery is just beginning.
It really is mind-blowing.
It is.
How this tiny little affordable piece of tech is opening up the world of AI to everyone.
It is, yeah.
I'm curious, for someone who's just starting out with AI on a Raspberry Pi, what kind of project would be a good, like, entry point?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Something that's challenging enough to be interesting, but not so overwhelming that discourages them.
Yeah.
I think a good starting point would be building a simple image classifier.
Okay. So basically, training a model to recognize different objects and images. Like telling the difference between a cat and a dog.
Exactly.
Okay.
There are tons of resources and tutorials available online that walk you through the process.
Okay.
Using pre-trained models.
Okay.
And popular frameworks like TensorFlow Lite.
TensorFlow Lite.
Yeah.
That's the lightweight version of TensorFlow.
Exactly.
That's specifically designed for devices like the Raspberry Pi.
That's right.
Right.
And the beauty of using those pre-trained models is that you don't need a massive data set or a powerful computer to get started.
Gotcha.
You can leverage the work of others and then fine-tune that model for your specific needs.
So I could take a pre-trained model that's already good at recognizing general objects and train it further to recognize specific types of birds.
Exactly.
So,
that's one of the cool things about AI.
Yeah.
It's incredibly flexible.
Okay.
You can take these existing building blocks and adapt them to solve all sorts of interesting problems.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I've built my bird classifier.
Okay.
What's next?
Well, once you're comfortable with image classification, you could move on to something like object detection.
Object detection.
Yeah.
That's where the model not only identifies what's in the image, but also where it is in the image.
Exactly.
So like drawing a box around each bird in the picture.
Yeah.
Object detection is a bit more challenging than image classification.
It is a little bit, yeah.
But it's also incredibly useful.
It is.
You could use it for things like building a security system that can recognize intruders or a self-driving robot that can navigate obstacles.
Right, exactly.
Those are some seriously cool applications.
They are.
It's amazing to think we can do all that.
I know.
With the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
But let's talk about LLMs for a second.
Okay.
We've been focusing a lot on image-based AI. But LLMs seem to be getting a lot of attention lately, especially with the rise of chatbots and things like ChatGPT. What are some interesting ways people are using LLMs on Raspberry Pis?
One area that's particularly interesting is using LLMs for natural language interfaces.
Okay.
Imagine controlling your smart home devices, not with like pre-programmed commands, but with natural language.
Okay.
You could just say, hey, Pi, dim the lights and play some jazz.
Right.
And it would understand what you mean.
That's way more intuitive than having to remember specific voice commands or use a bunch of different apps. Are there any challenges?
One of the challenges is dealing with the variability of human language.
Okay.
People express themselves in so many different ways.
Right.
And it can be tricky to train an LLM to understand all the nuances.
So it's not just about recognizing the words themselves. It's also the context and the intent behind them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there are techniques like sentiment analysis that can help LLMs better understand the emotional tone of what someone is saying.
Right.
Which can be crucial for things like customer service chatbots or virtual assistants.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What are some other cool LLM applications?
Another area that's gaining traction is using LLMs for real-time translation.
Okay.
Imagine a portable device that could listen to a conversation and provide instant translations in multiple languages.
That would be a game changer.
You would.
For travelers or people who work in international settings.
Absolutely.
Are there any limitations to the kind of translation?
Of course.
Yeah.
The quality of the translation would depend on the size and complexity of the LLM, as well as the languages involved. Some language pairs are more challenging than others.
So it's probably not going to replace professional human translators anytime soon.
Probably not.
But it could be an incredibly useful tool.
It could.
For basic communication.
Yeah, for sure.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has been.
We've explored so much.
Wow.
From the basics of AI and LLMs to real-world applications and the ethical considerations we need to keep in mind.
Absolutely.
I have one final question for you.
Okay.
What advice would you give to someone who's excited about AI but feeling a bit intimidated by all the technical details?
My advice is simple.
Okay.
Just get started.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to experiment, make mistakes, and learn as you go.
Right.
The AI community is incredibly welcoming and supportive.
Okay.
And there are tons of resources available to help you along the way.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's all about embracing the learning process.
It is.
And not being afraid to jump in and try things out.
You got it.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the next big AI breakthrough will come from someone tinkering with a Raspberry Pi in their basement.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
The possibilities are truly endless. And that's what makes this field so exciting.
Well said. Thank you.
I think we've given our listeners plenty to think about.
I think so, too.
And explore.
For sure.
So until next time.
Yeah.
Keep diving deep.